Hello, everybody. This is Carl White broadcasting from an undisclosed location here in Tucson, Arizona. I'll talk more about that in a minute. But you are listening to Loan Officer Freedom, #1 podcast in the world today for loan officers. And man, I have a great topic that I've been wanting to talk about for a long time. And this one is you're listening to the right episode if you want to hear about what should you put on the About Me page of your website, and or let's talk a little bit about your Facebook or your Instagram, your social media profiles. Now, this might not sound like the typical topic that we bring up here, but these are two very, very, very important things. And I haven't spoken about these in a while, so I thought this was a good episode to bring this up. So first of all, I'm sitting here in a seedy hotel here in Tucson, Arizona. Great location. I'm honored to be presenting at the Southern Arizona Association of Mortgage Professionals here in Tucson here a little later on this morning. It's like stupid early in the morning as I'm recording this today. I'm still on Eastern time zone. So looking forward to meeting those guys. And I was getting ready to meet them. And I thought, wow, I'm going to be meeting a lot of them for the first time. And I was talking about, I was thinking about first impressions, and I got inspired to record this episode, which I think is going to be very, very, very helpful for you. By the way, I just wanted to reach out just real quickly and give a big thank you for all of you that work in the associations, the mortgage space associations, both the local states, the counties or the areas, and of course the national associations. That I really, really, really appreciate you guys. If it wasn't for you guys and gals, I'm convinced that we'd all be working for one of the two big banks or something like that back in the meltdown of 08, of 07, 08, and 09, that it was certainly moving in that direction, that the independent mortgage professional or the independent mortgage broker was definitely on the way out the door. And the associations are the ones that really, really, really came to the battle cry. And I want to let you guys know that I really sincerely appreciate it. And anytime I can help you, or anytime you guys need somebody to present at one of your association meetings, anything we can help, or if you need an introduction to somebody that you want to speak at your association, I think I pretty much got everybody on my speed dial that's in this thought leader, or whatever you want to call it, influencers in the mortgage community. If I can introduce you to somebody and lean on them a little bit in a good way, put my thumb on the scale, any way we can help you guys, happy to do that. If you just email us at support@themarketinganimals.com, and ask for Meg. She's the one that does my calendar, and be happy to talk to you. All right, so let's get back to this. So one thing that I found very shocking is what I found was the most visited page on my website. And I was shocked by this. They have these heat maps and it shows which buttons click the most. And on the mortgage website, it's always been the About Me page, And I thought, well, maybe that's some kind of quirk. It must be because my devilishly handsome good looks, and I'm saying this obviously tongue in cheek, but we did some research on other loan officers and other branch managers, and we found the same thing that was very consistent. That we all thought it was going to be what's my rate, or or the loan application link, or something like that. It was not. It was the About Me page, right? For all these loan officers. And we actually tried to, I don't know, trick it. That's the wrong word. We actually moved the button. So we moved the button further down the page. We moved it further up the page. Like everything we did, and no matter where we put that button in the link, in the running of the buttons, whether it was the first button, the last button, or the middle button, the About Me was always clicked the most. And it really got me thinking. I thought, I always thought people really didn't care who we were. I thought they only cared about what we're going to do for them. And while I think that's true at some level, it's not true when they click the About Me or the About You button. When they click on that, they do want to know about you. And it is critical to have a profitable first impression. a profitable first impression, it is absolutely critical. And so we're going to be talking about the About Me button, and then we're going to overflow it a little bit and talk about our profiles on, because they go hand in hand, is the reason why I'm lumping them together, our profiles on the social media pages. Even if you don't spend a lot of time on the social media page, man, setting up the About Me and your profile picture, some really big stuff. So we're gonna talk about understanding your website's visitor state of mind. We're going to be talking about levels of intimacy. So this is rated PG, by the way, but we're going to be talking about levels of intimacy based upon your profile. We're going to be talking about content you should absolutely put on your profile, and we're going to talk about some mistakes that I see a lot of people make on their profile and their About Me page, and whatever else we come up with on this thing. So I think the first thing we have to understand is that we're really in the business of attraction. We're really in the attraction business. That people, we all know that people can get a loan anywhere, and we want to get them from you. And so we have to understand that we're in the attraction business, which is why this makes all this stuff, so important. So, all right, one thing you need to understand is that when you connect up with a prospect, whether that prospect is a borrower or a real estate agent, I guarantee the first thing they're going to do is they're going to peep through the peephole to see who you are, right? They want to know, who am I talking to? Who is this person that's calling and leaving voicemails on my phone? Who is this person that my real estate agent connected me up to? Who is this person that's the lender for the listing that I have, right? They want to know who you are. And it's just the way things are. And so we have to make sure that when they, peep through the pee hole, and I'm not trying to be weird or anything, but when they look onto your website, or they go onto your Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, when they go on there to see who you are, it's real important that they get a favorable first impression. So let's talk first about the what I call the levels of intimacy. So the levels of intimacy is a really, really, really big deal when we're talking about online. And this is going to go for the About You page. And this is also going to go for your Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn profiles. So the first thing on the About Me page or the profile, if you have like the least intimate, is to have words only. In other words, text or typing, or, it's like a sentence or two or a paragraph or two about who you are. So the least intimate is to have, just text, just words, right? The next level up to be more intimate, and you want it to be more intimate, right? Because they're peeking in to see who you are. You want to let them see who you are, right? So the next level, so the least level of intimacy is words only. The next level is to have a picture of you with words and then words, right? So when you say the About Me, in that paragraph is a picture of you. And we're going to talk about the pictures here in just a minute. Very, very, very important, right? The next level of intimacy. So the first one is just words. The next is a picture of you with words. The next is a picture of you with your family and then words, right? So a lot of people say, well, wait a minute, I don't know if I want people to see me with my family, or what if I don't have a family, right? Well, if your family is your dog or your cat or your friends or your mom or your dad, I think that's totally cool, right? No matter how old you are, no matter how old they are, I think it's okay to do that. So a picture with your family or with your pet, I know that sounds like who the hell cares about my pet cat or my pet dog? Well, when they click on the About You, then it matters, right? It does matter, because that's why they clicked on the button, and that's why it's the most clicked on button. And as far as well, I don't know if I want to see people with my family. Look, every time you go to the grocery store, every time you go to the movies, every time you go to a restaurant, every time you go to a gas station and your family's with you, all the strangers there are seeing you and your family, right? It's no different, right? It's no different at all. That's just my opinion. So I'm just sharing you my thoughts, and yours might be different, and it's all good, right? It's all good. But understand that when they click on the About Me or the About You page, they want to know about you, right? And so I think it's important. So, all right. So the least level intimacy is text only. The next is a picture of you with the words or the text. The next is a picture of your family and you, right, with words. And then the next is a picture of you, words, and a button where they can click and hear a message, right? Having audio in with it. And the audio might be nothing more than just reading what's on the page. Like you reading it, they're hearing your voice. So picture this, there's a picture of you. There's a button here. It says, click here to listen to my message to you. And then there's the words beneath it, which might be exactly what you say on the audio, that people will click and listen to that. And you know where this is going. The most intimate is where we have a video of you and the text and the word. So don't assume everybody's going to, watch the video. A good amount will, though, but some will listen to the first part of the video and then just scroll through the text. So have both the text and the video with you on it. And look, on the video, look, it's just you, right? Like just be you. Frankly, I kind of recommend, my own personal style is not to be at the office when I'm making these videos. I want to be out in my front yard or my backyard, or maybe down at the beach or in a little park somewhere. Ideally it'd be at my house, and my wife or my kids are with me, or maybe they're behind me planting flowers, and the little unicorn is grazing in the pasture beside me. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like this really kind of cool little video, and just be you on the video. It's no big deal. And for those of you that think, hey, I don't like the way I look on camera, I don't like the way I sound on camera. Hey, how you look on camera, how you sound on camera is exactly how the rest of the world sees you all the time. You're just seeing yourself through a lens that you normally don't see yourself through, which can be, it looks a little strange or weird to you, but it doesn't look strange or weird to anybody else, because that's exactly what you look like. And again, every time you go to the gas station, every time you walk to the mailbox, every time you go to the grocery store, every time you go to the office and say hi to people, every time you call referral partners, that's who they see. That's what they see. That's what they hear. That's you, right? So just get over that weirdness. Unless you walk around town all day long with a bag over your head, and then people will think you're weird, right? Just be you, right? Now, as far as like, well, Carl, what do I say in these profiles? Like, what do I say? This is a really big deal. So, and this is what I would say on the audio. This is what I want to say on the video. So first, let them know who you are, right? Because that's what they want to know. So there's a little formula that I use, and here's how it goes. It's, this is who I am. This is who I help. This is how I help them. Let me say that again. This is who I am. This is who I help. This is how I help them, right? And now for us loan officers, understand that who I help. So remember, this is who I am. This is who I help. The who I help, we really have two groups of people. We have the borrowers, right? And we also have the real estate agents. We help them too. Or the divorce attorney or the accountant, like all the referral partners, we help those people too. And so I'm going to read through this is who I am, and this is who I help, and here's how I help them. And on this example, which is an example actually one of our students did, this comes from Melinda Wassinger, came to one of our classes when we taught this, and I'm going to read her, this is who I am, statement, right? So you understand, but understand she's talking to two people. She's talking to borrowers, and in her case, she's talking to real estate agents. So I'm just going to read hers. So this is who I am, and I'm reading it. So she actually puts on the profile, this is who I am, ... I love real estate and strategizing with my clients to help them meet their goals. With more than 20 years in the finance industry, my goal is to make the home buying experience easy and stress-free for my clients, right? This is who I am. So you also might want to put, I enjoy camping. I enjoy going to the beach. I'm married. I'm not married. I got 3.2 kids. This is my pet Fluffy, like whatever, like who, just a real brief, not a page, but just a real brief couple sentences about who you are. And you go, Carl, they don't care. Yeah, they do, because that's why they clicked on the button, right? All right. So this is who I am. Put that. Here's the next one. This is who I help. And here's what she said. All real estate owners and this is who I help ... All real estate owners and buyers in the Valley who want honest answers, superior service, and a knowledgeable advisor to help them navigate their home financing, right? So in other words, I help the borrowers. And then she's got like a double space, and she says, I also help Arizona real estate professionals who want to grow their business and showcase their properties with the latest marketing technology available to the real estate market. Another thing she could have put would have been, I help real estate professionals get to a smooth and flawless closing, right? Closing on time and updating them on what's going on in the file. And I follow up on their leads like green on a pickle, right? Because that's what they really want, right? So who do I help? In this case, the borrowers and the real estate agents. And then she goes, how do I help them? Well, on the borrowers, she's got one for the borrowers, one for the real estate agents. So on the borrowers, she goes, my team, here's who I help. I help homeowners and buyers. My team works with each client to determine the best financing package for every scenario, take into account that not only the impact of the loan on their finances today, but 5, 15, 20, and even 30 years down the road, right? So that's how she helps them. On the real estate agents, she says, I help real estate agents have a smooth and flawless closing and keep them updated on the file and follow up on their referrals like green on a pickle, so they get even more referrals from those people going forward, right? Pretty cool. I like the way she did that. And so this is who I am. This is who I help. This is how I help them. And again, for most of us, the who I help is going to be the borrowers and the real estate agents or the referral partners. And just tell how you help them, just nice, short, and sweet, and understand the 3 biggest complaints that real estate agents have via I think you guys have heard me talk about this before, a survey that we had over 10,000 real estate agents respond back to. Their 3 biggest complaints: loan officer doesn't close me on time, I don't know what's going on in the file, and they don't follow up on my leads. So, I don't know, maybe I would say, hey, one thing how I help real estate agents, I close on time. I give them weekly updates on what's going on with the file so they know what's going on. And number 3, I follow up on their leads like green on a pickle so they get even more referrals from those people going forward. Just that simple. All right. So on the like who I am, some things you might want to include in there might be like hobbies or interests, spouse, kids, pets. I also think, talking about what groups or service organizations you're in, like, I don't know, like, the Boy Scouts or the Kiwanis or the Rotary Club, the Chamber of Commerce, like anything like association with organizations, that help build trust and respect because it shows that you care about community involvement. In my case, we're really involved with Little League. We sponsor a multitude of Little League teams here in our area because I don't know, I had a personal experience going through playing Little League, and it's just one of my ways of giving back to people, that help me, so to speak. So let them know about you and your hobbies in the service organizations. Again, keep this kind of short and sweet, though. I think that's a real important thing to do too. So all right. So let's talk a little bit about some of the mistakes I see people make. And so really, I would say the biggest mistakes, number 1, is just not having one. I cannot tell you how many times I go on a loan officer's website and they don't have About Me page. And the same thing, I'll go on to a loan officer's Facebook page or Instagram, and they don't even have what they are. I don't even know that they are a loan officer. I have people reach out, quote, friend me on Facebook, and I go, well, who is this person? I don't know who they are. I don't know what they do. I don't know that they're a loan officer. I don't know like anything. And so I think it's real important to actually fill that part out, right? So mistakes I see is A, not having one, or B, a lot of times they'll say About Me on their webpage, and it doesn't talk about them, it talks about their company. They don't want to know about your company. They want to know about you. Carl, what makes them think they want to know about me? Because that's the button they clicked on, is About Me, about you, right? It's not about our company. They don't understand. People don't do business with companies. They do business with individuals. So be that individual. Another mistake I see them make is what we talked about, they have no level of intimacy, or the level of intimacy they have is a very low intimacy. So you want to make sure that you actually have a picture of you, because that's the highest intimacy. I don't want to see, Bob Jones Mortgage as a picture on your profile. Man, you're hurting yourself by doing that. I'm just telling you, your picture is so important, and we're gonna be talking about that. Some of the other mistakes I've seen on the videos is the video's too long. This is real short and sweet on your video. So, all right. I would say the biggest mistake I see people make is the picture they choose. So let's just talk a little bit about that. So on the picture that you're doing, like I recommend kind of pick a picture that you're going to stick with for a little while. I don't think you want to be changing your picture every 5 minutes, because this is kind of like the branding of yourself. I don't like branding my company. I like to brand myself. And so try to grab a picture that that you can use for a little while. In saying that, God, get a recent picture, right? Don't get a picture of you back when you were 20 years old, unless you're 20 years old now, right? So I'm not 20 years old. I'm not even 30. I'm not even 40. Like, don't use a picture that's, 10, 20 years ago. Here's the reason why you don't want to do that. Is when they do meet you, number one, heck, they might not recognize you. Let's face it, as time goes on, we look different, and it's okay, right? They might not even recognize you, right? So that wouldn't be any good. If they do recognize you and they go, well, wait a minute, this person deceived me by showing me a 20-year-old picture. That's not what they look like today. You've already put up a trust barrier. Don't do that. So use a somewhat recent picture of yourself. And by the way, make sure that it actually looks like you. In other words, don't get, and this is both for the guys and gals, don't get all dolled up and what do they call it? The glamour shots. Don't use one of those glamour shots unless that's what you look like all the time. Like however you look like in the grocery store, that's what you want to look like on your profile. And, if you look kind of rough in the grocery store, maybe we need to work on that a little bit, but you get the idea. Is make it so it looks like you. Another mistake I see people make on their profile pictures, and this goes for, a lot like on Facebook, is they'll have a picture, like their profile picture is them and somebody else. Now, I think that can be okay, but sometimes I see it'll be them and somebody else their age and their same sex, right? And hey, I get it. That might be their couple. That maybe they're a couple, right? I get that. Totally cool. But you have to let people know which one are you. So somehow, if you're going to put a picture up of two people and you're more or less the same age and more or less the same sex, again, totally cool. A lot of times it's like, hey, you were out with a friend and you took a picture with a friend. Totally cool. Which one are you? So somehow you have to let me know which one are you. That's your husband, that's your wife, you're a couple, same-sex couple. Totally cool. Which one are you? It's important to let people know which one you are. Now, let's say it's a picture of me and somebody that's, I don't know, 10. Well, they're gonna, that's my grandson, or that's your granddaughter, or that's, your nephew or your niece or something like that. So if it's obvious by age of which one's the adult here, totally cool. But if it's not obvious to a stranger, which one are you, somehow in that picture, you got to let me know which one you are. The other thing I see people do on their profile pictures, and I hope it's okay for me to bring this up, is I'll see them smooching on each other. Like, hey, I love that people are in love, right? I think that's wonderful. I don't think that makes a good profile picture, right? It's kind of like I look at those and I go, hey, get a room, right? So, it's okay to be standing with each other. It's okay to be looking into each other's eyes, but to sit there lip locked on your profile picture, I don't know. I'm glad you guys are in love. Maybe I'm off a little bit on this one, but I don't know. I think it's better if you're, looking at the camera or something. Another thing on the profile picture, and I'm spending a little bit of time on this because this is like a really big deal, is I'll see people use a profile picture and it's a little itty bitty picture of them, standing, way back with a mountain range or something like that. In other words, I need a pair of binoculars to see who they are. Don't do that. Make sure that when somebody looks at your picture, make sure they can see your eyes, right? Your eyes are what do they call it? The eyes are the window to the soul. So make sure that people can see you're close enough that people can see your eyes, which, by the way, don't be wearing sunglasses, right? Don't wear sunglasses. So when you take your profile picture, take your sunglasses off. I have to be careful with mine because my glasses are, what do they call them? Transition glasses, where they turn dark when I go outside. And so sometimes I have to, I'll take my glasses out and I'll put them in the shade for a second, and then I'll put them on real quick and snap a picture if I want to get them on, because I don't want it to have sunglasses on. Not a good thing. Let's see. The other thing I see people do is like their profile picture will be a picture of just their cat or just their dog, or just an outdoor picture of flowers or a mountain range or a river, and they're not even in the picture, right? I think it's okay to do a picture in a field, like with pretty flowers and have the mountains behind you. And maybe you're holding your pet cat or your pet dog, your pet iguana or whatever. I think that's fine, but you got to be in the picture too. And some people, well, I don't like the way I look, Carl. Look, God made us all imperfect in a perfect way, right? That's my belief system. God made us imperfect in a perfect way. And how you look is okay. People are going to figure out what you look like. And if I'm going to have somebody so shallow that they're going to judge me by what I look like and go, he's too young, he's too old, he's too fat, he's too skinny, he's too purple, he's too whatever, right? Hell, we don't want to work with those people anyway, right? So make sure that you put a picture of you on your profile. I think is a real big deal. And not too much makeup, like whatever you normally look like, which by the way, one more thing we want to be careful of is, my God, put some clothes on. I'll see profile pictures of people and it's like, hey, I'm really glad and proud of you for going to the gym and working out. I think that's awesome, right? If you've taken really good care of yourself and you go to the gym and you're in great shape, I think that's great. But I put your shirt on for your profile. And the same thing and this goes both with ladies and dudes. If you take a picture at the beach, I'd recommend as your profile picture not to use a picture of a bikini, or for the dudes, not to be wearing just a bathing suit with no shirt. Again, I reckon it's totally cool to take a picture at the beach, but put some clothes on. I think it's just respectful. I know, like, if there was actually, I'm going to give you a real life example, and I hope this is okay to share. There was this real estate agent, and she actually had billboard pictures of her in a bikini. I think it was in Colorado, and actually her billboard pictures was her in a bikini, and as a real estate agent. And my wife and I saw that when driving by. I said, well, honey, I've always been wanting to buy a property here in Colorado. And my wife said, there is zero chance you're going to be working that I would want my husband and me working with that person. I just don't think it's appropriate. And my wife is beautiful and she's in great shape. So it wasn't an envy thing. I don't know. It just, I've said too much about this already, but you get the idea. Is and it's not like it's a big problem that everybody's doing, but I see a fair amount of people doing it, and probably just as many dudes as girls. With the dudes, of course, with their shirts off. Put your shirt on for your profile picture. I don't know. I guess inside, if you want to have some of that, I don't know. That's it's whatever. But as your profile picture, just be a little, I don't know, respectful is the word that comes out, but I don't know if that's the right thing. I think that's about it on the pictures. Again, I'd rather it not be a glamour shot. Good lighting is critical, so make sure you're nice and lit up. We talked about the no sunglasses. Be happy, right? Have a smile on your face. People like dealing with happy people, so have a smile on your face. And I think that's a real big idea. And sometimes you can do things to make you stand out, like having it at an angle. Or I've seen people do profile pictures in black and white. I think those are pretty cool too. And again, it's okay to have other things in the picture with you. You just don't want distractions in. And the bottom line is, look, this is likely your first impression with them. And so let your personality shine through a little bit. This is all about being you. Wear what you normally wear, and spend a little time picking out the right photo, because you're gonna have it for a little while. And so that's it. That's it. So I cannot overemphasize how important it is to have your profile, not just on LinkedIn, but on Facebook. Let people know who you are. That's a really, really, really important deal. Don't keep that a secret. I'm going to tell you that if I click on 100 loan officers' profiles in Facebook, I bet you 30% will have in there that they're actually a loan officer. And I think that's just a huge mistake, right? I think that's a huge mistake. So, all right, I think that's about it. So, hey, thanks a lot for listening to this episode. Thank you for forwarding it to other people that you might think could benefit from this. And one thing I'd ask you is, man, we love those 5-star reviews. And so we actually do an ethical bribe over here. We do an ethical bribe that if you would like to, if you would be so kind as to leave us a review on whatever platform you're on, and then take a picture of it and then email it to support@themarketinganimals.com, support@themarketinganimals.com. We'll send you a copy or two of some of my latest books. Some of the ones you might be interested in is Crushing Call Reluctance, fantastic book that I wrote with Kevin Gillespie. He was the leader on that. It's an absolute fantastic book, Crushing Call Reluctance. My other, the one that I really, really enjoy is Loan Officer Freedom. And it walks through step by step of exactly what to do in today's market to get more purchase deals. Loan Officer Freedom. Love that book. It talks about setting up a team, even if you're just getting started. And again, you can go on Amazon and buy those books, or I'll give them to you by just leaving an honest review. And again, even if it's not a 5-star review, no matter what your review is, we're going to send you a couple of these books. Obviously, we like the 5 stars, but just an honest review. So enough about that. So thanks again. Appreciate you guys being here. Hey, if you ever need help on ramping up your business and how to get more purchase business, we're really good at that too. And again, you could just email us at support@themarketinganimals.com and we can help you with that too. So thanks again. I appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next episode of Loan Officer Freedom.